year. In 2010, we won the award from Youth Action Net, a program of International Youth Foundation in United States. In 2011, we were selected as a semi-final round with GSVC Southeast Asia. So this is our mission. Our mission is working to preserve a still living culture that was at least organizing while reducing poverty and contributing to economic development in more isolated areas. And the next, what is the problem that Cambodians so far in Cambodia? We can come up with a few questions. Can Cambodian order the seal product from the local market or reseller or the middleman in Cambodia? With the local market or middleman in Cambodia, you cannot order the seal product. But if you come to color seal enterprise, you can order both the product that you want, color or the size of the product. And we also can guarantee the price for the seal weaver. But for the local market or the middleman, they cannot guarantee the price to the seal weaver. So, the solution that Color Seal provides to our customer is we provide a many range of the seal products such as seal scarf, seal sarong, seal fabrics with specific order lines, specific size and type of the raw seal material, even those are soft and raw seal. And we can also provide the pattern with the Khmer traditional pattern flower or the modernized, and we can also provide them put together all the pattern upon our customer need. So the benefit that the customer will get from us is the right product based on the client needs, and we provide one-stop supplying to our customer, and we also provide it as a wholesale supplier, and we also acceptable with the large order from our customer. So that is the benefit that our customer will be get from Color Seal enterprise. So let's move to the section 2, the business. Color Seal is a social enterprise, and we produce many kinds of the seal scarf, seal sarong, seal fabric, and we provide a wholesale price to our customer. And we also supply to more than 50 seal wholesale in Cambodian. Those are in seal boutique, hotel, tour, and also a seal exporter company in Cambodia to the overseas market. So the Color Seal enterprise of the key result areas are the following. The first one is the number of the viewer member, the operation billings, the number of customers, salary, net profits, total asset and operational sustainability. And the number also recognized growth from the start-up year to the expected year 2015. So this is our current accomplishment. In the first 2 months of the 2011, we completed 14% of the number order from our customer, and it compared to the target. And we recruited new customer 25% is compared to the target in 2011, and the sales volume is also complete 37% in compared to the target in 2011. And our last accomplishment grow in the last 2 years, 2009 and 2010. We recognize that 43% grow the numbers of the order from our customer, and 25% grow direct order from our wholesaler, and 27 production capacity grow in the last 2 years. And the contribution area that we provide today is Phnom Penh is dominant, and Siam Reap only 10%. And our major sale volume is a wholesaler, and the other reseller and individual demand. And this is the production capacity and purchase of the Color Seal. We recognize that the production capacity is bigger than the purchase. So in the future, we expected that we can also absorb if the future requires big or high demand from the market. And the market position we are focused on the target client is in seal wholesale, seal retailer, souvenir shop, tour company, and hotel, and also still export in Cambodia, and like a non-profit organization, something like that. And the market share we are today is a leading local share market in Cambodia in terms of the client, production, and price. So this is our marketing. We focus on the 4 marketing ways and product because we are flexible and can order what they want from our customer. And the price we provide our customer as in wholesale price. And plus we have 2 sites, community site based in Takeo province and office in Phnom Penh work as a contribution product to our customer. And promotion we focus on the network is our key success. And e-commerce in the future, we are planning to have an e-shopping, online e-shopping, which people can go to our website and they can also buy and see our product and they can buy online. So this is our plan in the future. And next, this is a network. Network we focus on local networking. Now we are a member of the Artisan Association Cambodia AAC and the Fair Trade Exporter Promotion. That we join so many exhibitions in Cambodia, and we also collaborate with the Ministry of Commerce, local promotion product department, and now we are showing our product with their showroom, and we also join one Swedish one production exhibition every year. And the potential sale buyer in Cambodia. And for the international network, we have connected with more than 15 fellowship around the world through the International Youth Foundation, United States, and we also have many individual network in the United States that come to visit our community every year. And so like this, I will give the opportunity to my team and Mr. Tang, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Banteay. And good morning. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Colossium also conduct external assessment and also internal assessment in terms of finding the strength, weakness, opportunity, and strength. We come up with the strategy SO that we continue to grow in a local market share and export oriented. Now, Colossium also be a leader in the local market because we have a lot of local customers, and most of them are wholesale, and they also export to the international market already. And for the WO strategy, weakness and opportunity, we will conduct a feasibility study on sericulture product in terms of sustainable supply in the future and training to the new generation as well. And the strategic ST, we would like to optimize our resource and collaborate with international and local expertise. Our team founder is come from the MBA student, and we also experienced for many years. And Banteay is the founding director of Colossium. She has 10 years as a weaver, and she knows all the process of the weaving process, and more than 5 years experience in social development project management with GSVC and other local and international NGO, and also a private company. And me, actually, I'm the co-founder of Colossium. I'm 6 years experience in finance background and also a finance industry, and specialize in banking and microfinance because I'm working for commercial bank for 3 years and more than 4 years with the Eco Credit as a social fund investment fund. Is based in the Netherlands. And the next slide is section 3, and we focus on the social projection and the future. We see that the total revenue starting with around 77,000 in the 2009, and this is just a local sale only because we don't have international market yet. However, we through our partner, but we have record with a good sale and we make a good profit in the first year. As Banteay mentioned that we break even points in the first year. It is very good sign for us. And still 2010 we still grow in profit, and it shows that our enterprise stay in the high sustainability, and we continue to grow and grow. We look to ambitious, but it is mean we also to move or to challenge our color seal to be leading in the local market as well as the international market, because we also propose some program. We have discussed with our team and also some stakeholders. And in terms of asset, we see that our asset is very small compared to the other industry, because we just start up. But however, we still grow in terms of asset, grow from year to year. And however, the growth of asset comes from our income, because we get income and we reinvest in the asset as well. And the balance sheet, we continue to the liability and equity. We see that we don't have a long-term loan now for the last 2 years, because we just start up and we want to be more sustainable and more experienced and expertise in the industry. Before we are looking for a long-term loan from the social lender or commercial lender. And about the ratio analysis, we see that our profit margin is 12% for the 2 years, for the last 2 years, 2009 and 2010. And it is so a good sign that we start with the profit, and return on equity stay at 10 and 11% for 2009 and 2010 respectively. And return on asset also similar to the return on equity, because we don't have a long-term loan at the last 2 years. And we hope that this will be improved to the profit margin to the 31% in the 2015. Another one is funding so far. Color seal team invest $80,000 US. We have invested in 2009 and set up the color seal. And for the funding request for the current and future activity, because I mentioned that color seal would like to be a leader in the local market as well as in the international market, so that we have to come up with a strategy to move our color seal to be a leader in terms of 5 main programs. The program one program is scale up the business. We will inject some capital into the business, and also we will plan to set up a training center after recommendation from the USEF, and they can check with the Kandal in Cambodia, and they also provide some recommendation on how to collaborate with color seal. And now we come up with some solution that Kandal suggests us to be provide a training to the HIV person. And now we are negotiating. We are now working together, and hopefully it will be happen in 2011. And for the training program, we would be have the color seal to include the seal loom in the future. And for the social and environmental impact, we can see that now color seal have 250 waiver that is direct beneficiary.
Okay, thank you very much, Color Silk. And now before the Q&A session, all the teams who haven't presented, please leave the room.
Okay, thank you very much for your attention, and welcome to your question.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. I have a few questions. So first, I noticed that there's quite a big change, right, in the company between 2010 and your forecast for 2015. So one big change is this funding for 500,000 US, which you say that it will be for silviculture project. So can you explain a little bit more about what that entails?
Yes, in terms of silviculture project and the big change in 2000, we can say this project is very complicated, and we also connected with local NGO focusing on the agriculture. We can say Sidak NGO, they have experience in the agriculture, but I don't think they have experience in agriculture yet. But it's the first time we have to talk to them. And investment would be come from the local investor if they interest. And up to now for silviculture in Cambodia, there are many small-scale silviculture projects already. JICA also focusing on this as well. And we probably focusing on this because we expecting the high demand in the future. Because just now we're looking for the local market yet, and in the future, if we able to enter into the international market, our demand will be too high, and the supply will be our weaknesses. That's why we also focusing on this project. And for the funding, yes, for sure, we are still in looking for.
So the second question that relates to that is, so I think one big new business you will do between 2010 and 2015 is the silk raw material, right? Where I guess you would sell. You say this is to reduce the importance of raw material, and this has a pretty big projected revenue of 300,000 US, right? Yeah. And with the cost of goods sold, cost of the raw material only 180,000, so it's this 40% margin. So I'm wondering, have you done some analysis about whether this area of business, which I guess you would sell raw material to the weavers as opposed to buying finished product, have you looked at whether this may make them worse off or better off than selling the finished silk products, just from the perspective of the weavers?
Thank you. Normally, color seal use a lot of raw material because they golden seal or seal for our production. For silviculture would be supplied to color seal and would be sold in the market, local market, as well as if we possibly we can export to the international market as well. I want to update now. Chinese company also looking for natural seal raw material in Cambodia, and they also would like to add a local investor to invest because they don't have land. So that if you have land, and they provide us a technical, and also they collect all the seal raw material. It's not a problem. Thank you.
Yes, it's encouraging. You're in business, and so you've already proved that you can do this. But I'm wondering, aren't you really just setting up a co-op? And if so, what makes you unique? In other words, why couldn't somebody just set up tomorrow? Likewise, a co-op. A co-op is not that difficult to set up.
Cooperate. Yeah. Normally, in Cambodia, we have a lot of local and international NGO, and most of them are focusing on agriculture and rural. And in terms of collaborate, we don't think it's a big problem. But to make sure we have capacity and strong asset to prove to them, and how and also give the impact to the rural community. That I think it's not a big problem in terms of collaboration.
Yes. My question is on the women weavers. Right now, there's an increase of 1/3 of their income because of working with you. Which means that if they work with somebody else, they would have earned 1/3 less, right? Yes. Do you have a corresponding target for their wages? Or is that just a flat rate from 2009 to 2015? Or as your income grows, does your wages to the women also increase? My second question is, apart from the increase in the wages, do you also have community-based projects or community improvement that you do through Color Silk?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Exactly, before they join with Color Seal, they don't have someone to buy, to guarantee to buy their product. They just produce, and then the middleman can go to see, and sometimes they say, okay, good, they offer a good price, or if not good, they offer a bad price or low price, etc. And for Color Seal, when they join with us, we also have a regular produce. That's why we know how the income of the weaver. Exactly, because we have a tracking system in terms of sale. Because we check from them and we sell to another, and weaver produce a different product. That's why we can know how their income increase from year to year. Yes, we have data on this.
But do you have targets also in terms of, because for example, if you're a company, you have targets in terms of increasing your income, increasing your revenue. Do you have targets also for the laborers to increase their wages year on year?
Yeah.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, because the income increase year from year, because most of them are experienced from year to year as well. First time they are young experienced with us, and then when we know their potential and their skill was is improving. That's why we also give us a very good price. And commonly for the young experienced weaver, they can earn around 75% dollar up to $100 per month. And for the very experienced person, they can earn more than double.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the raw soap materials. It's such a jump in the business plan. It really makes it interesting, and yet it's not been in detail addressed in the proposal. So I'm curious as to the assets that you would acquire there. Is that land and machinery, and in terms of the financing, it would seem to be something, especially given a small equity base, that would be better financed through equity rather than a loan. So I'd be interested in hearing the level of interest you might already have with your Oiko credit connections or what have you with a loan of that size.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of the total asset, or we would be invest in the furniture set a lot. But we have 3 options for our strategy. We have 3 options. One, we have to leave the land state. We can a public land state that, according to my research, is 1 hectare, $100 per year. And that's why we do not invest much if we agree with the government to lend the land from them. And another one option is we also using the waiver land or the community land. It means the people who live in the rural area, they can grow the mulberry tree by themselves, and we also invest in the equipment only, and they can sell that for us. Okay, and another option, I think that we could be, if we can find the real investor in the sericulture, yes, would we buy the land by ourselves, and we also grow the mulberry tree, and we control all the process. Thank you for your question.
Yes, just one more question on the sericulture. Your first investment is possibly in 2013 of 500,000, and yet you show sales going from 0 base to 450,000 in year 2013. How does that happen?
Normally it is in the projection year, and it is very too far ago. Sometimes we, to be friendly, we do not yet do a market feasibility study yet. That's why this number would be an estimated or projection number, and would be increased or will be lower than upon our current situation and our collaboration with the stakeholder or investor. Because normally our business plan made since 2009, and we also revised it just in 2011, so that we need to look forward.
Thank you very much, Color Sale. Now time is up. Thank you, judges, for the question. We will move on to the next team. Thank you.